Before we get started, you know domaintools.com, right? I can type whois.sc/domain name really fast, and I do it daily, but until recently, I didn't know how powerful their other tools were. If I want a domain name, I can set a free alert to notify me when it changes status. If it goes to auction, I can use their sales history tool to find comps and determine my maximum bid price. If I buy it and develop the domain name into a business, I can set up alerts for any domains registered that contain my trademark, and I can set up registrant alerts of all my competitors so I can keep an eye on what domains they're buying and know what they're up to before they make any announcements. DomainTools.com needs to be in your toolbox like it's in mine. Go sign up for an account on DomainTools.com today. My second sponsor is David E. Westlow at Wiley Rhine. Imagine having a legal issue like a UDRP or a cease and desist. Imagine having to get an agreement put together quickly for buying or selling a domain name. And imagine going to your family lawyer who just doesn't get it, or one of the expensive law firms in your city who are going to invoice you for thousands upon thousands of dollars. Then imagine going to David E. Westlow, who will understand your domain name portfolio and your intellectual property assets, understand the domain name environment, and be able to help you out quickly. David E. Westlow. I recommend him, I trust him, I suggest you give him a call. Your initial consultation is free. David E. Westlow at Wiley Rhine. Finally, our newest sponsor is Protrata, the domain exchange. Protrata is an amazing new platform for professional domainers and newcomers alike. Protrata makes trading domain names easy. With just a few clicks, you can analyze, bid, buy, and sell domains across all of the major marketplaces, including Namejet, GoDaddy, SnapNames, and Craigslist. You can also develop stagnating domains you own into great-looking, content-rich, socially active websites that will rank at Google and Bing. This tool is more comprehensive than any other I've seen. If you only use it for its 21 powerful buying filters, you'll get your money's worth. Get your free 14-day trial now at protrata.com. Protrada.com. Here's your program. Hey everyone, my name is Michael Seiger and I'm the publisher of DomainSherpa.com, the domain name authority and the place where you can learn how to become a successful domain name entrepreneur directly from the experts themselves. The big question for this interview is, do geographic domain names, or geodomains, have more development opportunities, greater revenue potential, and more liquidity than other generic domain names? Joining me to answer this question is Fred Mercaldo. Fred is the owner and managing partner of citiesplanet.com, and he owns, partners, and or manages 65 major city.com sites. He's also launched a City in the Box product, which is a complete development solution for geodomain owners. Previously, Fred founded one of the largest golf, vacation, and tee time reservation companies in the industry, which for the past 10 years produced over 500,000 tee times per year from their Scottsdale-based call center. Fred, welcome to the show.
Michael, great to be here. Thank you.
Fred, you're best known for owning Scottsdale.com. I visited Scottsdale, Arizona. I've got friends that live there. I know it's a fantastic geographic domain name. But for those in the audience that live overseas and never have been to Scottsdale, what are some of the demographics of Scottsdale.com visitors, businesses, and tourists? How many businesses are there in Scottsdale? Let's start there.
I should know the answer to this, but I don't. I think our database, however, is probably 25,000 or more businesses. It's a wonderful place to live. It's a great tourism destination portal. It's the Beverly Hills of Arizona. Our weather, 9 months of the year, is perfect. Awful lot of golf, awful lot of convention, awful lot of spa. Tremendous dining, great place to visit.
And the average household income is enormous. The people that live there don't necessarily work there. And so do you know what the average household income is of Scottsdale, Arizona residents?
It's really number two in Arizona. There's a little suburb right next to it's called Paradise Valley,
Yeah.
where that is a little above Scottsdale, but Scottsdale's number two in all of Arizona demographics.
Yeah, I'd venture a guess that it's over 100,000 easily per household, but
Yeah, I've seen 125, 135,000 dollars mentioned.
And how many unique visitors and page views do you serve per month on Scottsdale.com?
We tend to be a little more, Scottsdale tends to be a little more seasonal than some of our other sites. So we are as low as $30 to $50,000 in the unique visitors in the summer, and that will grow to 60, 80,000 visitors the other months of the year. We peaked 3 or 4 years ago at about 120,000 uniques per month.
Wow. All right. And are you willing to share how much revenue Scottsdale.com brought in over the past year?
Absolutely. We're in the $20,000 to $25,000 a month range right now, which is important to note. That is a fraction of what we were doing 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay, and the Costello brothers, I had on here talking about PalmSprings.com, another city, that's sort of tourist and warm weather, a lot of snowbirds, a lot of second homes, similar to Scottsdale, and they've said something similar in their shows. And so I'm going to dig into that a little bit more and find out, during the high point and what's happened and where you're heading with Scottsdale. But let me ask you for a few more numbers before we get going. How many domain names do you personally, through your companies and you personally, how many domain names do you own today?
I'm pretty close to 400.
400. And does your portfolio, how does it break out by TLD or by geodomain or by niche?
I am basically, I would not call myself a typical domainer. I'm a geodomain guy. I'm a development guy. I'm a marketing guy. So, but however, having said that, I have probably 10 geodomains that we fully own. And our largest block is 217 citynailsalons.com.
Wow.
So that's, normally I'm just a pure city.com guy, but we've done quite well with that portfolio. It's getting more and more visitors every month, probably 25, 30,000 visitors a month, and we're monetizing it pretty well. But that's my only other involvement in things other than pure city.coms.
Yeah, great. All right, well, I'm going to ask you about that as well. So let's figure out how you got to where you are today, having developed a cityinthebox.com, a software platform for running these geodomains that you own and that you service other people's, and having this marketing background. I like to do deep research on my guests, Fred, as you know. I like to find out what they did before they began their current career and achieved their current level of success, because I know that life is about the accumulation of all these experiences, and it forms us and helps us to achieve what we are today. I like to figure out how they all fit together. If I look at your LinkedIn profile, I see that you graduated Penn State a while ago. I'm not going to say how many years, but
let's not dwell on the word graduating. I attended Penn State.
All right, but your first professional entry on your profile isn't until you entered the owner of Scottsdale.com in 2005. So if we go back in time, what were your first few positions out of attending Penn State?
I actually left Penn State and became a steel worker. I was a steel worker for 18 months. Left that profession and became a person that called on automobile dealers, selling them a fully insured auto warranty contract. Actually, it was backed by Merrill Lynch in those days.
So you started off being a salesperson, essentially.
Many steel workers have gone right into the profession of sales. But yes, that's exactly what I did.
Great. And then where did you go from there?
I spent 2 or 3 years in that business, born and raised in Philadelphia, was promoted to a different position within the company in Chicago. Went out to Chicago in my early 20s and just loved it, and was given the Wisconsin and Chicago territory, and became very successful in that market, received the Wisconsin Auto Truck Dealers Association endorsement, which is very big in Wisconsin, and was promoted to national sales manager. And a few things happened. This has really gone back. This is like 1980. Prime was 21%. It was we were basically paid on the fact that automobile dealers carried our product. They would sell it to customers. Real briefly, the factory warranty took care of 2 years of an automobile, but we were seeing 4 and 5 year financing at that time. So what happened in those 3 years, if there was a breakdown, and an auto service contract in those days was $300, $10 or $15 a month. Now it's well in excess of $2,000.
Right.
So anyway, when the prime rate became so high, sales went down, and we had to discover a different way to market it. So long story short, we developed a platform where we started a call center in Chicago and went to automobile dealers and said, give us the names of people that bought a car but didn't buy a service contract, and we'll call them in your behalf and we'll give you a commission. And that turned into 150 employees, 3,000 service contract sales a month, and 10 years of a tremendous business in the 80s in Chicago.
Wow. So, not having known your background, now I see a direct parallel between what you did there in the 80s in automotive industry and what you're doing today with Cities Planet.
I think there's some similarities.
All right. And I can't wait to dig into Cities Planet and find that out. And so from there, you got out of the auto industry at some point.
Well, I did. I kind of stumbled upon the Andy Warhol artwork world. I had completely renovated a Lakeshore Drive 1926 co-op, did everything on the inside, didn't even move in for 6 months, needed to put some art on the walls. So there was a Warhol gallery in Chicago, and I went down and purchased 10 Andy Warhols, and instead of putting them throughout the entire place, I put them all in one room. And they were the Cowboy and Indian series, and they're big pieces, 36 inches by 36 inches, and they all look good together. So I went back to the gallery and said, okay, I need more. And my business was very profitable. I didn't have any partners. I was a young kid with money, which is very dangerous. So I ended up buying probably about 45 Warhols.
Wow.
And we get the call that he passed away. He passed away very unexpectedly due to an allergic reaction to penicillin during post gallbladder surgery. So I probably had $75,000 in these Warhols at the time, and the gallery owner called me, told me the news. I had already heard the news, and offered me $200,000 for the Warhols. And I said, no, I really like them, and I'm not going to sell them. And he says, well, then, would you like to come to New York and buy some more this week and be my partner? And I said, yep, let's go. And I bought 99 more.
Wow.
And one thing led to another, and I ended up at one time with 400 signed and number Warhol prints that we actively traded for the next 3 years worldwide.
And how many Warhols do you still own today?
I have 5 left.
5 left?
Yeah, but I will tell you, from 1991 to 1996, I didn't do much but buy and sell Warhols.
Yeah.
It was... It kept me going for many years.
That's funny. So you still own those 5 Warhols. Are they in Scottsdale?
They're at an undisclosed location because they're worth a lot of money. But no,
all right. After this show, I'm going to ask you where, because the next time I come to Scottsdale, I want to see them. And if they're in a different location, I want to figure out where they are. I'll make my way over there.
That Warhol business is an awful lot like DomainSherpa.